Hello children, welcome to English class for second standard and the topic is the king and the spider. So do you remember the story children of lesson I have done in the previous class? So let me just remind you the story. So what had happened with the king? The king many years ago, king was defeated in a war. King was defeated in a war. He and his army, what they did, he and his army wanted to save themselves from the enemies. They wanted to save themselves from the enemies. So what they did, they saw a cave in the forest and they all went to hide themselves there. Okay. And then what happened? The king was in one of the cave. You can see in the picture also. The king was hiding in one of the caves there, and he was sad also, and he was thinking that how it is possible to get back his kingdom. He was thinking, and then he was very scared of the enemy, and so he was worried about how he would get back his kingdom, and he was thinking of a way out, how to come across this situation, in this difficult situation. He was just worried about that. Okay, and he was thinking, and then what had happened when he was sitting in the cave? What he saw there? What he saw, children? He saw a spider. He saw a spider. Okay, it was hanging from the top corner of the cave. When the king was hiding in a cave, he saw a spider. It was hanging from the top corner of the cave. What it was doing? It was weaving a web there. The spider was weaving a web there. So every time the spider tried to reach the web at the top corner, it slipped. Every time. So you can see in the picture also here. So every time the spider tried to reach the top corner, it slipped. So who was watching this and who was observing? The king who was hiding in the cave, he was he was interested in seeing that one. So how the spider is going to reach the top of the web? He was just seeing the spider there. So he waited for some time and gave another try, and this time it reached a little bit higher but slipped faster and was back on the floor from where it had started. So the king was seeing this one, and he was very much interested in seeing that the spider is trying very hard to reach the web, even though he had failed several times. He had failed several times, but still the spider is trying to reach the top of the web. So this one was who was seeing. The king was very interestingly, he was seeing the spider there. So let us see, children, then what happens. So let me read the lesson here, that is page number 133. The king observed that the spider was tired by then. The king observed that the spider was tired by then. So many times, several times it tried, but it was every time it wanted to reach this thing, it would slip and it would come back to the floor again. So the king was observing that when he saw that the spider was tired. The spider was tired. Then he thought that it would not make any further effort. So the king will think that, oh, it is not going to make any further effort. Already the spider is tired. Several times it tried and it is not able to reach the top there. So he thought, the king will think that the spider will not going to make any effort further, he will think. But he was wrong. The king was wrong. The spider started its journey again. So many times it tried and failed. It came back to the floor again. So but still, even though if it is tired, what the spider did? It started its journey again. So the king was observing very interestingly. It was very interesting for the king to see that one. Then what happens? You see, this time it climbed slowly and carefully. So this time what happened? The spider climbed slowly and carefully. But just then, when it seemed to reach the top, it slipped one more time. So what happened? The spider was already tired there, but still it started climbing slowly and carefully. But just then, what it seemed to reach the top, when it seemed to reach the top, what happened? It slipped one more time. Okay. So when it seemed to, it was seemed as it is going to reach the top, but then what happened? It slipped one more time. It tried to stop its fall, but failed. It was trying to stop its fall, but failed. The king looked at the spider with interest. The game seemed to be getting more interesting. So as if the king is watching a game like that, it was becoming more interesting for the king. He was watching the spider there. So he is seeing the spider there. So with great interest there, the game seemed to be getting more interesting. So whether the spider is going to make to able to reach the top or not, the king was interestingly he was observing that. Like a brave soldier, the spider got up again. So several times. So even though it had failed, it did not give up. It did not give up. So like a brave soldier, again what the spider did? The spider got up again. Lo and behold, this time it climbed right up to the top and sat happily in its web. So what happened? Like a brave soldier, the spider did not give up. So what he did? He got up again. Lo and behold, this time it climbed right up to the top. So it climbed up to the top and sat happily in its web. And sat happily in its web. You can see in the picture here. At last it made it. Okay. So the king was very happy to see that one. So he was observing everything though. So he was happy to see that. The king jumped with joy. The king jumped with joy. He knew what he had to do now. The king was observing everything, children, how the spider was trying several times. Even though it failed, it was trying and at last it reached its web happily and it was sitting in its web. So the king was seeing that one and he knew what to do now. After seeing the spider, he learned a lesson there and then he knew what to do now. So the king was so happy. The king started jumping, okay, with the joy. He knew what he had to do now. So what he did, he ran out of the cave and called his soldiers. The king ran out of the cave. He was hiding and he was sitting down, scared. He was scared of the enemies and he was hiding. But after seeing the spider, the king learned a lesson then that we need to try it. So what he did, he knew what to do now. He ran out of the cave and called his soldiers. What? Then he called, my brave friends, it's time to fight again. So the king called all his soldiers. We will not leave hope, we will fight the enemy again. We will not leave hope, we will fight the enemy again, he will tell. Okay. And then they all cheered. So the soldiers, they all cheered. So the king told the soldiers that we should not leave hope. We have to go and fight with the enemy. So he will tell to the soldiers. Then everyone will be so happy to hear that when they all cheered, there was a new hope there. There was a new hope and this time they won the battle. And this time they won the battle. The king got his kingdom back. The king got his kingdom back. Together they sang this inspiring song. So what happened, children, here? So the king learned a lesson that we need to try and try, then only we are able to succeed in life. So after seeing the spider, the king got the idea that he should not hide like that. So after that, after seeing that how the spider was able to reach its top, reach its web, and he was sitting happily in the web. In the same way, the king also wanted to get back his kingdom, and then also he was having that hope that surely is going to win the battle there. Okay, and then after winning the battle, the king and his soldiers, they sang this inspiring song. So one song they had given here. So they were so happy that they started singing this song. So one song they had given here. If you keep on going and never stop, you can keep on going, you can make it to the top. If you keep on going and never stop, you can keep on going, you can make it to the top. Life is full of mountains, some are big and some are small, but if you don't give up, you can overcome them all. Life is full of mountains, some are big and some are small, but if you don't give up, you can overcome them all. So keep on going, try not to stop. So this was the song they were singing, that is inspiring song. So the king is saying that, so keep on going, try not to stop. So keep on going, try not to stop. When you keep on going, you can make it to the top. You can make it to the top. Like this, the king learned the lesson by seeing the spider. Okay, children? So like this, the king was able to get back his kingdom and he won the battle, and so he was very happy that. So this inspiring song is that you should never stop. You should never stop. So keep on going. Try not to stop until you succeed, until you make it to the top. Okay, children. So let me end my class here. I hope you have understood. So read the lesson, read the spellings, and then read the words. Take your parents' help. Pronounce the words properly. Okay, children. So every time after doing the lesson, you need to, after hearing to the lesson, you know the story now. So read the lesson once or twice. Okay. Let me give the notes in the next class. Children, thank you.